Ben, Justice, congrats on the film. Thanks for taking the time to chat today.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Patrick.
absolutely.
This movie is quite a ride. Not only is the film itself just full of twists and turns, but it also brings up, I think, a lot of ideas of privacy and intrusion, and when you're inviting in almost that intrusion. And Ben, I wonder, just for you personally, are you the type when you're out at a restaurant and you overhear a conversation, or even on like social media where you see something that's, a friend of a friend, are you the type to kind of like dig deep and want to investigate, or do you try and stay as far away as possible and let strangers have their privacy?
I'm definitely a people watcher. I think I always have been, even in a pre-social media world. Yeah, I think definitely if I hear a conversation going on at a table next door, I do listen in. I just find people really interesting. Maybe that's why I'm an actor. I don't know. But in terms of Instagram and social media, I think less so. But or if I do, I'm there trying to discern what the truth is behind the picture. I'm like, okay, so that person thinks they look good at that angle. What else is going on here? They're not actually that happy, or maybe they are, in which case, brilliant. But yeah, I definitely like to be a fly on the wall though in public situations. If that makes me a voyeur, then so be it.
Well, and Justice, when you first got the script for this movie, do you remember what like your first reaction was to it and to all of the shocking things that happened? Was it like, oh, I need to get involved in this, or was it, how the hell are they going to pull this off?
No, I called my agent. I was like 40 pages in, and I called my agent. I was like, I need to do this movie. It was like, I know exactly where I was. I was in New York in like an apartment that I was staying in, like an Airbnb or something. And I remember the couch was blue. I remember I was laying on the couch reading this script, and it just was like exciting and thrilling and sexy, and it was like nothing I'd ever done before. And it was like the rebirth of these kind of erotic thrillers that, I was a really big fan of, like Fatal Attraction. I mean, I wasn't born then, but when I watched it, I was a big fan of it. And like, do you remember that one movie when the cradle rocked?
Oh yeah,
and the rocks the cradle.
Yeah, like all those kind of movies. So I just thought it was like a really cool resurgence of that genre, and I really wanted to be a part of it.
Well, and I guess kind of for both of you, physically and emotionally, you are very vulnerable in this movie. Definitely, doing things that not every actor would necessarily want to take on. How did the director and how did your castmates kind of like help create that sense of comfort that you were able to, give compelling performances while also physically kind of putting it all out there?
There was a lot of bullying. There was a lot of shaming, body shaming.
Body shaming, especially. Yeah. I've not recovered still.
Yeah, no,
I'm getting an operation.
Yeah. I have therapy after this.
Yeah. No, we had like an intimacy coordinator. Well, first off, Mike, the director, Michael Mohan, was just like the most.
You call him Mike?
Yeah, do you know?
No, I call him Michael.
Oh, okay.
Does he go by Mike?
Yeah, he goes by Mike.
I didn't know that. No.
Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Sounds like Ben's a little closer than. Sounds like
that's exactly what it sounds like.
I don't think
he spent more time with the intimacy coordinator with Mike than you did, Justin.
No, I think it's just I'm just more arrogant, so I just straight away call him
Mike.
Mikey. Yeah. He hates it, but he just hasn't told me. Yeah. But no, he's just like across the board. In terms of in direction about performances, he's very welcoming and very inviting and very collaborative. But with all that kind of physical intimacy as well, he was very much like, whatever you're comfortable with, I will not make any actor do anything that they don't want to do, even if it's in the script necessarily. And then we also had an intimacy coordinator called Amanda, and she was wonderful as well. Just kind of, it was useful because you met separately with her, and she would ask what you're comfortable with, and then you'd both she would correlate what works for both of you, and then you felt like you knew where the boundaries were, so you could play and have that kind of freedom and be creative, but within that scope that's already been set, so you're not at risk. Because I know, I'm definitely in those situations. I was worried going into it that I was going to do something, overstep the mark, not knowing that I was overstepping it or something like that, which would be the last thing I'd want to do. So yeah, I think the whole process it made the whole process much easier having that in place.
Well, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you taking the time. I can't wait for more folks to see this movie because it is not only good, but it is also bananas. So can't wait to be able to talk about it with more people. Congrats.
Thank you.
I love your mustache, by the way, I have to say.
Thanks. I grew it myself, so I appreciate it.
Very impressive.